At this time, I'd like to call on the President, Brother Donald Lottimore from the ESTU, the Electrical Supply and Trade Union. Brother Donald.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I actually wear two hats today. The brand new President of the Bermuda Trade Union Congress. So I have a big job to follow in Brother Jason and Brother Ferber's shoes. So good morning. So on behalf of my members of the Electricity Supply Trade Union, those of you know most of us are out there at Belco. So we've been in the news a little bit lately. All right. On behalf of the TUC members and affiliates, I greet you here in attendance, as well as all that are listening in on the airwaves. I would like to reflect on the importance of Labor Day. To me, it was my first labor experience was when my father held my hand watching the speakers of the day, Brother Artie and others. And I was holding his hand as a child, because part of our duty as parents is to make sure our children are exposed to the meaningful things that will guide them through their life. And the trade unions, whether it's the teachers union for my mother, when you talk about single mothers raising young men, there's a way that her union supported her to make sure that I can stand her in front of you today. Our sister union, the Bermuda Union of Teachers, celebrated 100 years of service to their community. So we need to give them a round of applause this morning. Brother James is also the first vice president of the Trade Union Congress. So you'll be seeing and hearing from him even more so. But we cannot forget Friday evening when Brother Dr. Charles brought the word. Okay? He let us know what needs to happen, whether it's our school system or us as trade unionists. And I thank him for that. Those type of words instilled passion in the younger ones of us. Because somewhere down the line, we want to be recognized for the hard work we do.
My father is help me shoot. Dr. Gordon is responsible for this whole thing. Tell me what the hell.
So, as we move forward, we have to look at what we're doing as trade unionists. Unfortunately, in recent history, we've had to focus on battles that we thought were already won. We've had to renew our safety agenda, renew our equity in the workplace agenda. There's no reason that our teachers, police, prison officers are dealing with mold, asbestos, and other hazards that have long been established to be harmful to those of us in the workplace. So we need to make sure that we now revisit how we tackle safety in the workplace, which is a hallmark of the trade union movement. We need to make sure that those brothers and sisters don't have to go to court to get justice for what is already established as a right to be protected under our legislation. It's things like this that we are allocating time to that is stopping us from being progressive. We have to keep going back over the same road. But we have three areas that I know we need to focus on. We know we have an aging population, and we know healthcare is on the rise. Many of us here need to focus on how are we getting our parents, our family members, adequate healthcare coverage. I know the government has plans to work on it, but in the meantime, why don't we work on it? Why don't we make sure that our seniors get access to the right healthcare? Why don't we, as unions, pressure the insurance companies to make sure they are given affordable healthcare coverage under what we have now until the government arrives at their decisions? We also have just mentioned how our equity in the workplace is being diminished, how our revenue is being changed, our compensation is being changed. But one thing I see today is a bunch of entrepreneurs, young people taking a stance and say, you know what, I don't have to just work for somebody else. I can work for myself and for my community. So if we're going to decide as 9,000 union workers, why don't we support each other? And we change how the money in this country is spent. I have ensured that the person that works on my bike is a union member. The person who puts up the tents for when I have a function is a union member. Not just mine, but other affiliates as well. There are enough people that have talent and invested the time to bring us something different that we don't have to shop in town every day. Sometimes you might have to shop at the house. You might have to make a little bit of sacrifice so that our people can have money circulate in our community longer and make sure that we support each other. And one of the final groups we need to make sure of is our youth. We can't wait for the education system. We need to support our teachers. We need to get out and do bits and pieces ourselves. If it means you going in a classroom and helping someone to read, if it means you being a mentor, if it means taking them around your job to show them what a trade unionist does on a day-to-day job site, make sure that our youth know what it's like to see us in the workplace and be the positive examples. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Happy Labor Day.